Hi there, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking here at a yellow Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5. And so that's a four-wheel drive, 4G63 engine, 2-liter turbo, basically rally car. This one comes in the ultra rare yellow color. I tried to look it up how many of these exist and I couldn't find anything. But of all the colors that I've seen, this seems to be close to the rarest. I believe that Mitsubishi made a very, very limited amount of like a green color or something of the Evo 5s, but for the regular colors, this is one that is sought after and adds to the value of the car. Now this one was bought from auction here in Japan. We're going to be exporting this to Canada. It's a 1998. The Evo 5 is the second to last of this platform, and so the Evo 1, 2, 3 share platform, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, and then 10 is on its own platform. The engine is pretty close to the same in all of them up until the Evo 10, the 4G63. This one has some mild modifications to it. It's also running an aftermarket computer that has a boost controller in it, and so you're going to be getting a little bit more horsepower. The tires on it are a 255, and so a very wide tire for this car, and they're a semi-slick tire, the Hankook Ventus. I'll just give you a quick look at it here. Now they're a 1998 tire, they're legal for Canada, and where this car is going. Okay. I'll quickly mention the aftermarket parts in here. We got strut tower brace for stiffening up your front, KTS suspension with adjustable pillow mounts on the top, aftermarket aluminum radiator here. Also this piece here that directs more of the air through the radiator. I think it's possibly aftermarket pipings kit, but maybe not, I'm not sure. The front mount intercooler here, maybe the original one, but it is dented. You can take a look. I don't know if you can see under there, but it is a dented intercooler. Still has the plates on it. Chiba, kind of cool. Now, no rust anywhere on the body that I can see, which is a huge benefit for the Evos because they tend to rust pretty quickly. And nothing in the engine bay, nothing underneath the spare tire well, under the car, side sills, anything like that. Okay, gonna lower the hood here. The coolant has been checked and it looks spick and span. The oil looks to be okay. Comes with an oil cooler from stock. This is actually really cool. So the air comes in here, goes through an oil cooler that's in there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I go like this you can see it. And then comes out this vent piece here, or by the tire I guess, but out the vent piece. Makes it sound cooler. I'm going to quickly turn off the engine here so we don't have to keep it running. Okay, oil pressure looks to be okay, no problems with that. And the engine is a little bit, I don't want to say misfiring because it's not misfiring, but it's not really firing as nicely as it should. So I would check your ignition coils is probably the culprit. On a lot of cars that have been run really hot, they tend to fail, but they don't fail all at once. They'll fail gradually. It's something that we also see on the GTRs as well. Okay, so this one here was an auction, I'm just going to quickly translate this for you. It was an auction grade 3. Now auction grade 3 is a weird one because it is kind of the lowest grade before you get into the problem grades, but you can sometimes score a good deal on them because an auction grade 3 could be something that's been in a very mild accident but is otherwise a good car. In this case here it looks like that was the case, but it also has paint fade on a lot of the panels. Now having a rare color, you can see it there, that has paint fade is kind of a shame, but if you paint it in the original yellow, you still retain a lot of the value of having the yellow paint. If you were to take like a black one and paint it yellow, you wouldn't get any value out of that. In fact, you would lower the value of color changing a car. Anyways, this one has 131,878 kilometers on here. It still has current registration. These are the sales points from the seller. It says it's a Blitz full bucket seat. And it's actually like 3 inches lower, so if you're a big guy, then you can fit into this pretty well. If not, you'll probably have to get a stock seat or something, or a different aftermarket one. Momo steering wheel, and that one's an aftermarket one. Kakimoto exhaust, aftermarket suspension, it's KTS suspension, HKS air filter, Blitz radiator, Apex FC commander. And so the Power FC is a $1,000 computer that has presets for different various cars. And then if you pay extra, you can get a little commander here that you can plug into it, and then you can program stuff yourself if you want on the go. I'm not sure how much boost this would be running, but stock is pretty high on these Evos. Other notes here, owner's manual, warranty papers, other aftermarket parts on it, and it says winter tire set is inside the car. Now we do have those over there, but you can't really send those by post, and you can't send them inside the car. And so they are scored up here, and 215 tires, they're 2014. So those were tires, and they're not winter tires. Those are just like, I guess you could consider them like an all season. And the report from the auction inspector, and sorry it's taken so long to get to this. So it says headliner interior has wear and is dirty. I'm sorry, headliner dirty, interior dirty and wear. Now the headliner is kind of discolored, like it's been smoked in. It doesn't smell bad inside the car, so the previous owner was possibly not the smoker. But the headliner is kind of off color because of that. Carpet has cigarette burn. I actually found a cigarette burn in the console. Have a quick look at this right there. The carpet cigarette burns right there. And check it out, USS pen from the USS auction. Can you see that? I don't think you can. There you go. It's actually not a pen, it's a pencil. Okay, core support, left and right front fender bracket parts have been replaced. So that is the accident-ish part, but grade 3, because I don't know why. Left and right front inner panel, and board area dented. I don't know what a board area is. Front tire house cover has been removed. That is the liner that goes inside here. It is often removed when you put in extra big wheels and tires, and as you can see, those are about as wide as you would be able to fit inside the fenders. And the Evo 5 and 6 both have this over fender in the back in order to fit the bigger wheels and tires. Because this is made out of plastic, you can't actually fender roll it like you can with other cars. And so you would either have to take that off and put on an aftermarket one, or have tires and wheels that fit inside the fenders. Okay, underside has surface rust, various scratches and dents, and surface rust isn't something that's going to be a concern. That's on basically all cars in Japan after 10 years or 15 years. Various scratches, dents, repairs, and exterior has paint fade. And if you look at the diagram here, we have paint fade, paint peeling, repainted section, repainted section, repainted section. And because of this, it's a little bit uneven in the paint in various places. Also paint peeling on the back here. Paint cracks and A3 on the front is a pretty highly damaged front end. Okay, I'll do it once around here and then I'll go show the damages. And that seems to take a long time to translate that sheet. The older the car is, the longer it's going to take to translate those sheets, because the more chance of there being damage on it. Now, onto the Evo 5s. Maybe one of my favorite four-wheel drive cars. These feel so great to drive. It's unbelievable. I really like the GC8. I think they're great cars, but I think that these ones are the better of the cars in terms of something that you can have all year round, or something that you want to have as a race car, if you want it as a race car. And it looks like this one possibly was as well. Now the only problem with these for being race cars is that they have what's known as an AYC, which is a smart differential. It splits the torque between the wheels to give you the most amount of grip, and in theory it is a wonderful system. Unfortunately, they don't tend to take as much of a beating as the regular version of the differential, and you have to change the fluid every once in a while. It's similar to like the Halidex four-wheel drive system, in that you have to change your fluid like every 20,000 kilometers or so, or else it's going to start making noise or breaking down. Now, I have driven these on the street. I like the way that they feel a lot, especially with the four-wheel drive system. I've never driven one on a track, so I can't give my personal experience on that. But I adore the way that these feel. And the way that you have that old school turbo lag, but very close to new school amount of turbo power, very cool. This rear wing is exclusive to the Evo 5, it is adjustable, as you can see here. The blade is made out of aluminum. Knowing what little I know about aerodynamics, I feel like that is too high of an angle of attack for the rear there. And then the Evo 6 has like a multi-piece. It's got, this one here is kind of like a spoiler, this plastic piece on the top. The Evo 6 is raised up and then there's room underneath it. Aftermarket exhaust, aftermarket little red light down there. Okay, and let's quickly go over some of the damage. I did mention the paint fade, but first off, let's talk about the bumper. This isn't the original bumper. This is known as the Tommy Kyra bumper. And then the bottom side here has like what looks like an LED strip on the bottom of it. And then the side skirts and the rear bumper have like a line for where one used to be mounted as well. Yeah. But anyway, some putty for fixing something, some scuffs, some paint cracks. It's pretty rough. And so that's going to need to be repaired. Of course, a body shop can do that. Going down here, it's generally pretty good. We have some fade over here and some scuffs there. And then the vehicle is really dirty, especially if you open the door here. Super dirty. That's Japanese rainwater. I don't know why it's black. Don't know why. So we have some fade here and some peeling. And the color of the yellow can be hard to catch on camera. The camera will, like yellows and reds, tend to either fade too much or saturate too much when you're shooting them. And so it's not easy to trust the colors that you see through the camera here. Like on this side here, it looks pretty much realistic to what I can see in real life, maybe a little bit more saturated. We got an ouchie on the back bumper here. There's that strip that I was talking about. And something about the Evos too, when they start to slide, has this really unique feeling. Like I find like GC8s, when you get on them too hard, they pinch in the front and understeer. And then you feel like the front chin of the car is pushing through the pavement, and then that's why you're understeering. These ones here, they tend to have this kind of rotation feeling, where you feel like the rear is like almost four-wheel steering like feeling, where the rear is like, okay, I'll move out a little bit to help you out here. Maybe the AYC that does that. But the point of pivot seems to be like right where your bum is, and so it gives you a really unique feeling. Okay, so going into the car, the door liners have been removed. So usually there's like a fabric piece that slots in here. That's been removed, and it's a common thing that you'll see because it tends to feel pretty bad. The sticker's been removed here. I think the sticker here used to be one that says there's a four-wheel drive turbo car, so be careful. Momo steering wheel, it's aftermarket. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. A full bucket seat, which is great if you're going to be racing, but can be annoying if it is a street car because getting in and out of it is annoying. And in Japanese, they call this buride, not bride. Kind of weird. 4-point seat belt, but has regular type clip. So has only one clip point. Okay. Going in here, we have the boost controller, a boost gauge that is aftermarket. I don't know what this is, speed meter V by Pivot. Okay. Aftermarket cup holder. Extra gauges here for water temperature and oil temperature. Very nice, but I'd also like to see an oil pressure on there because I would be concerned about that if I were racing. Can you see the wear in there? It's kind of focusing on the carpet instead. This is the stock seat. The Evo 5's got a new seat over the Evo 4's. And they're quite nice. I find that they're good. They pill. Here you can see at the front it's happening there. They tend to do that quite badly. Evo 5 and 6 is actually worse for it. And this is a little bit spongy feeling, but it does work. But that seat's in good shape. The driver's seat is often the one that wears out first, and in this case, it has the aftermarket seat. So it still has the original seat belt, or you can use this seat belt if you want. Some places might not let you use the seat belt, but I believe that Canada is fine. And then I don't know where it's attached, but before you actually use it, you're going to want to make sure it's attached properly because, oh yeah, it's done right into the chassis there. That's fine. Here's the headliner that I was talking about. Again, you may not be able to actually... Come on, camera. You can do this. Maybe time to get a new camera. There you go. You may not be able to see the actual color very well. And you don't look up at the headliner that often either. Okay, so rear strut tower brace in there. And a nice sizable trunk in these. That's what makes these such a great package, is that you have a good trunk, you have a good amount of space inside, and they're fantastic to drive. Like, cars that's blown me away when I drove them are basically limited to the Evo 5, which is the first of all the Evos that I ever got a chance to drive. The DC2 Integra is like that. Maybe the Miata? The 8.6? And that's... I don't know. I'm sure I'm missing something. The NSX, NA1. Yeah, there aren't very many cars that make me feel like, wow, that's incredible. And this is one of them. Okay, so there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching the video, and have a nice day.